Nabeel Qureshi with Act 17 Apologetics. I apologize for the poor quality of this video. The city of Dearborn still has our cameras, and so I'm left with nothing more than my webcam with which to make this important response to the mayor. Now, you may have noticed that over the past few weeks, I've been relatively quiet about the Dearborn issue. And one main reason for this is because the City of Dearborn Police Department had told us that they'd give us more details about our arrest within 5 to 10 days after we were released. Well, about 3 weeks later, I still hadn't heard anything. And I told many of my friends that I still had faith in the system. I figured that perhaps the delay was because they had reviewed our film, they had reviewed the footage, and noticed that we didn't do anything wrong, and they were considering dropping charges. Well, recently, we heard from the Dearborn mayor. Well, let me clarify. On the very last afternoon, the very last business day before our arraignment, the Dearborn mayor released a statement. He didn't send it to us, but let's impute that courtesy to him. Now, if we actually look at his response, it is so fraught with falsehood that I can hardly believe that he wasn't intentionally lying. Let's take a look, shall we? The mayor of Dearborn, John O'Reilly, said this in his letter. They arrive in Dearborn with the intent to disrupt a local cultural festival and misrepresent facts in order to further their mission of raising funds through emotional response. This statement is reflected in an interview by an ABC affiliate.
These people want to disrupt events, and they want to misrepresent. They want to stir emotions against Muslims, and that's their primary mission.
Oh, really, Mayor O'Reilly? Well, if this is so, then name us the other events that we have disturbed. Or how about just one of those events? The fact is, Mayor, that we've gone into dozens of places with our cameras, had dozens of dialogues with Muslims, and never once have we caused a disturbance. We went to the Islamic Society of North America's National Convention in 2009, no problems there. We even recorded live videos and posted them on the internet, no issue. We went back this year in Chicago and had no problems. We've recorded videos in Washington, in London, in Ottawa, in Virginia, in California. And we've been to Muslim events or dialogues in Chicago, in Indianapolis, in Charlotte, in New York, and so forth, and we've never had problems anywhere. Then we go into your city once, and we get physically and verbally assaulted by security guards in a clear breach of United States law, and instead of condemning that, you condemn us. Is it really our activity that is problematic, or your city? In the same television interview, Mayor O'Reilly had this to say about the circumstances of our arrest.
The crowd gets bigger and bigger, and that's what the police said. You've got to break it up. They refused to, and they refused to follow the police orders.
Oh, really, Mayor O'Reilly? Well, how about you show everyone that segment of the footage where we refused to leave when the police asked us to? Fact of the matter is, no such thing happened. Yes, the police did come up to us and tell us that a storm was coming through and that we'd have to evacuate in 15 minutes. I said okay, my friend David said okay, and the police said, you're good. Seems like your version of the events didn't actually happen. How about you show everyone the footage so they can see for themselves? In his letter referring to other Christians legally being allowed to preach at the festival, Mayor O'Reilly says, in all materials released by Act 17 Apologetics, they have failed to mention this manner of preaching. Oh, really, Mayor O'Reilly? Well, what about this article on our blog, posted June 23, 2010, titled Responses to Common Questions, where the first issue we mention is the very issue you say we failed to mention? Or how about on this radio show, Evidence for Faith, recorded June 27th?
Were there did you notice any other Christian ministries there at the fest, maybe in booths or?
Yes, there were Christian ministries in booths. Josh McDowell was there in the booth, and he seems to be of the mindset that...
So, Mayor, you've accused us of not addressing issues which we addressed in writing and in live shows. Either you're doing poor research or you're lying. Either way, you're failing in your duty as a mayor to uphold the truth. Mayor O'Reilly said in his letter, Act 17 did not mention the free speech zone, even though they were within 30 feet of the space when they pretended to be arrested. Yes, I said pretended to be arrested. In a video they have posted on their website, they're standing near the Ferris wheel when some police officers approached them on Saturday, June 19th. They lead you to believe that they were arrested shortly thereafter for passing out Christian flyers. Oh, really? Mayor, you've had our footage for 3 weeks. You really should be doing a better job of collecting the facts. The day David was standing by the Ferris wheel was not Saturday, June 19th. It was Sunday, June 20th. More importantly, you said we led others to believe we were arrested. Well, where exactly did we do this? Here's what David said in his video. At this point, my camera was confiscated and we were taken into custody. David also said,
Tried to distribute copies of the Gospel of John in English and Arabic, and they were stopped immediately outside the festival.
Where's that bit about us pretending to have been arrested, Mayor? As if it weren't perfectly clear what David's already saying, he clarifies it one more time.
They let us go and just explained the rules to us.
So we say, they let us go, and you say we're pretending to have been arrested. Mayor, all we said is that we were taken into custody, that we were stopped, and then let go. How is that significantly different from what you said, that they were temporarily detained? Fact of the matter is, no member of Acts 17 Apologetics has ever claimed to be arrested for passing out literature. The mayor's letter also says, Acts 17 was aggressively engaging passers-by in confrontational debate when they were arrested. Oh, really? I maintain, as I always have, that we didn't engage anyone until they first engaged us. Disagree with us? How about you post some of that footage? Go ahead, we give you permission. Post the footage of us engaging others in aggressive debate. You can't find it. Mayor O'Reilly also said, Act 17 has been at the Arab Festival in past years and is well aware of the written policy with regard to crowd control. Oh, really? Mayor, we checked the website for the festival and there was no such written policy. I talked to Chief Haddad personally on the phone, asking him if there were any rules or policies regarding being at the festival, and he mentioned none. How exactly were we supposed to see this written policy? And in fact, if a policeman had come up to us and said, this is the policy regarding crowd control, we would have listened. We would have stopped right away. There was no peep, nothing that indicated anything of that nature. The mayor's letter directs us to 2 court cases. Heffron versus the International Society for Krishna Consciousness is one of them, and he indicates that we did something wrong. Well, did you read these cases, Mayor? Let me quote a section of the first for you. As Rule 6.05 is construed and applied by the Society, all persons, groups, or firms desiring to sell, exhibit, or distribute materials during the fair must do so only from fixed locations. However, the rule does not prevent organizational representatives from walking about the fairgrounds and communicating the organization's view to fair patrons in face-to-face discussions. It also says its members may mingle with the crowd and orally propagate their views. Sounds exactly like what we were not allowed to do at your festival. The second case goes on to say, the court reiterates that plaintiff and his fellow missionaries will be able to mingle throughout the festival and talk to people. Additionally, while circulating freely, they will be able to wear pins containing a message. The sole issue of contention is leafleting. Wow. Looks like the things we were arrested for are the very things that we were allowed to do expressly according to these 2 cases. So I'm at Norfolk Airport right now. Sorry I'm recording like this. Unfortunately, I had so little time to make the video between when I actually got the response and the arraignment that I have to record it while at the terminal on the way to the arraignment. Continuing on. The Dearborn mayor referred to a letter by the Dearborn Area Ministerial Association, and he said they released their statement only after trying to contact Act 17 Apologetics to engage them in a discussion of how to achieve the goal of converting others to Christ. They were unsuccessful in getting a response from Act 17. Oh, really, Mayor O'Reilly? They were unsuccessful in getting a response from us? Well, how about this email, dated November 4th, which was a response from me to them the very first day they contacted us. David also responded on that very day. Or how about this email, which was an attempt to meet their every single request. Mayor, if you spent less time accusing the innocent and more time doing background research, perhaps you'd seem less biased. Finally, I wish to say something to the viewers. Note what Mayor O'Reilly has to do in order to make us look bad. He has to talk about our intentions, as he does multiple times in this letter. He can't actually point out anything we did that was illegal. Fact is, we didn't do anything illegal. And you can just make guesses about our intentions, but you can never really know what anyone's intentions are, and considering how horribly flawed his information was, we can't expect his conclusions about our intentions to be any better. On the other hand, what do we have? Hard evidence. We repeatedly said exactly what has been done illegally by the city of Dearborn and by the mayor. We were illegally stopped from speaking to the public. Our First Amendment rights were curtailed. The mayor has lied about us in public. Last year, we were physically and verbally assaulted by security guards. These are all things that we have hard evidence of. Well, the mayor has our hard evidence. Fact is, the public will judge for themselves when our footage is published exactly who is speaking the truth. Oh, regarding that, Mayor, we just got word from the Dearborn Police Department about the details of our arrest. Turns out a warrant for our footage to be copied was granted on June 21st, the next business day after our footage was taken. Well, it's been 20 days since then, Mayor. Where is our footage? Couldn't you have gotten it back to us by now? We want to post this footage for the world to see, so that they'll be able to judge for themselves who is right or who is wrong. Mayor, do you want to continue to be part of a campaign of deception and cover-up, or do you want to be part of spreading the truth? It's your move, Mayor.